What if we just had a podcast where we just talked?
We've talked about it.
It'd only be good for Kevin.
It's true.
And Charlie.
Yeah.
Kevin, episode 266 is you should listen to that one. It's just us talking.
Talk about J-Mac, who nobody knows.
3, 2. Welcome to our Film Fathers podcast, the definitive podcast about fatherhood, film, and fatherhood in film. This is Jelani, and with me as always are a guy looking for a face-off machine, and a guy who's single and going to be climbed like a tree. Martin and Brady.
And by the way, I can see your gun, unless you're so extreme that you have a second dick coming out of your hip.
This is so awkward. I really want you to leave, but I don't know how to say it without sounding like a dick.
This week, we're diving into the hilarious and chaotic world of Paul Feig with two of his absolute comedy gems, Spy and Bridesmaids. These films don't just showcase his knack for ensemble chaos, they also shine a massive spotlight on the comedic powerhouse that is Melissa McCarthy. From the no-nonsense Megan in Bridesmaids to her hilarious turn as a secret agent in Spy, McCarthy proves that she's not just funny, she's fearless, multi-talented, and straight-up brilliant. So grab your puppies and your poison antidote, because we're about to break down what makes these films so great, and why Melissa McCarthy is one of the most dynamic comedic talents of the 21st century.
These were fun.
Yes, they were.
Although I have never seen Spy. I thought I had. It turns out I watched The Heat with Sandra Bullock, and I have never seen Spy.
You know, I haven't seen that one.
It was like a minute into it. I'm like, no, this doesn't look like what I remember at all. And then I kept going in, and I looked up, I'm like, oh, it was The Heat. That's what I was thinking about.
So I pushed us to try Spy. I had talked to a couple of people recently, and we watched some Statham here of late, and
yeah,
someone was like, oh, best movie is Spy, because he just kind of like makes fun of himself. And I don't know if I think it's his best movie because I like action Statham,
right? But
I don't know. I really enjoyed this movie.
He was my favorite. Or one of my favorite parts of this movie. Yeah. I didn't love Spy, honestly. I really didn't think it was that great. I was surprised. Like the Rotten Tomatoes score, maybe that's why. Maybe I was expecting it to be amazing. But I didn't love it. But there were definitely parts that made me.
Johnny, I'm going to let you speak here in just a second. But I legitimately, so I watched it and was like kind of laughed here and there. Didn't think it was amazing.
Yeah.
And then I was like going through notes and I was like seeing quotes and I was dying reading the quotes. And I'm like, so I actually think
it might need a rewatch.
It might need a rewatch. Because just rereading them, I mean, legitimately, I was laughing out loud on the train at stuff I didn't even laugh that hard at when I heard it.
I think my problem is the action stuff of it, but I don't know. What do you think, Jelani?
Like, what do you mean the action of
It's like they don't need to make it. I don't know. I don't need a ton of the physical comedy or like making it it's not an action movie. It's a comedy. So when they try to do like all the stuff that is makes it look like a good spy thriller, I'm like, I don't need all that. And it was kind of a little bit long. You know, I just want the jokes. And that's why it's Statham coming in and making fun of himself and some of the one-liners and some of the apatow Paul Feig type stuff of just they say like two or three things that are like seem like they're improv and one of them really hits. Like that's what makes these movies good.
Yeah. I think. So I won't say it's the best comedy I've ever seen or the best action film I've ever seen.
That's good.
But there were parts, like you said, there were parts that were funny. There were parts that jumped out to me. My favorite was when she finally like works her way in with Rose Byrne, and then that one guy comes up on the street and she just like berates him and yells at him.
Aldo?
Aldo?
Not the Swedish guy?
The Swedish guy.
Oh.
The one where she steals his coat.
Okay.
And makes him cry. Like that I thought was hilarious.
Yeah, Swedish guy was very funny.
Well, she seemed to have like an escalator when she was like in full spy mode. Like she was obviously playing nervous and more of the role of the person. But then all of a sudden she would like flip the switch and go like 110. And then it was like, this is actually funny because she was like mean and aggressive.
Yeah, it took too long to get there, I feel like. She was like too timid at first. And then all of a sudden she was like the funniest one-liner insult machine ever. And it was like, okay.
There were a couple that got me. I think the one that I like legit I don't know if I just swallowed a drink, but like I almost choked a little bit.
Take.
It wasn't quite, but it had the potential to be. Sure. Was when she was like, "Oh, I'm from the Midwest," and I was like, "Where's Blue Man Group?" It was just the way it came so far to left field, but also hit so well that I was like, legitimately was ready to choke.
That's exactly what I mean. Like you could imagine them being like, "No, do another take, say something else." It's like, "Oh, how do I say ope or whatever?" Like something else, and then whatever Blue Man Group just hits, and they're like, and they leave the best stuff in, and that's how I feel like you get the best comedic moments, like 40-Year-Old Virgin, right? Like that kind of stuff where they just keep going.
They just let them riff.
They let them riff. Yeah.
Well, and I saw that Feig, he wanted to make this because he knew that no one would ever let him direct a real James Bond film, even though he's like a really big fan.
Well, and that goes along with my point, I think, too. Yeah.
And so that was kind of they wanted to essentially make like a funny Casino Royale.
Yeah.
And looking at it through that lens, I feel like. I understand you just wanted the jokes. I didn't mind some of the physical comedy didn't work, but I didn't mind some of it either. And I felt like
they just like the slow-mo bullets and blood splatter and people getting shot and then action scenes. It's like, okay, I've seen it all.
Yeah,
I don't. I need that in a Jason Statham actual movie. I don't necessarily need it. Although it was pretty funny when he keeps like fucking everything up, and when he ran through the door and it just gets knocked out by having his coat caught on the door handle. I don't know why that one hit pretty well, good because it's like
and a lot of his he's like a lot of his little rants were like things that have happened to him in his own movies.
I was kind of wondering that.
So like in one of the tirades, he was talking about the dangers he's met. He's like, such as I've used the defibrillators on myself. He did that in Crank High Voltage.
Crank, yes.
So like there were numerous, and it was like they all they I don't know if it was 100%, but most of them referenced things that some character of his have done or have had happen to him, which is extra funny. And
that is,
I've seen some outtakes just like on TikTok from this, and him kind of spouting off. Like the one that I saw him really die on was things you trying to do at a later age, like learning how to play piano or something. And he like every time he said it, he just lost it. And I'm like, so when I like saw him say that, I was laughing because of that.
Yeah. Yep.
Like I said, I think it was a different spin on what I've seen Melissa McCarthy in, and so like having a raunchy Melissa McCarthy was fun, right? It was something different, something unusual, but it was
it different?
I mean, I think she gets this because of Bridesmaids.
Yeah. I would say the raunchiness is kind of maybe
kind of her
catalyst.
See, and I don't think she necessarily does full raunch. Like I felt like this was maybe I haven't seen a lot of her other stuff, but
was she in Funny People too?
I don't know,
but
so.
She was in the one with she was in the Identity Thief with Bateman. She was in The Heat, as you mentioned before.
But I feel like the Identity Thief is a little raunchy too.
I haven't seen that in a while, so. But it just.
I don't think I've seen it.
It felt fun.
Oh no, I have seen it. Yes, that's right.
Like, it was a good twist. Like you said, when she escalated up and when she became the super spy, that's when it took off.
The aliases. Aliasi? The aliases were
Amber
funny.
Valentine?
Well, just like the cat lady, and then how it just kept escalating that. I thought was pretty funny because she's like, "Oh, come on."
Well, and she's obviously was, I think, at peak of stardom, right? Yeah. When this came out, it was, and Feig, obviously, and we'll talk more about Bridesmaids, obviously. I'll keep saying obviously.
One more time.
And but the right out of the gate, I mean, knew it was a comedy for sure, but right out of the gate, Jude Law sneezing and killing the guy just like made a serious type spy movie. Just okay, we're full on into comedy now, like
right
because of something as stupid, as that. And I was like, I kind of dug it. I don't know, I didn't love it if we're throwing the L word out there, but I liked it a lot.
Yeah,
and again, I
could see watching it again.
Just reading the quotes made me laugh harder than I laughed while watching it.
Go ahead.
So I have a question. Did you feel like they might have written the role for the head of the CIA for J.K. Simmons, and they just got Allison Janney to play it. Because I felt very much like it was the female version of J.K. Simmons. Like that's a role he would have done.
But Allison Janney, if you had watched The West Wing, you would know this kind of this.
What's the West Wing?
This kind of played. It played for me. I thought her character was great.
Yeah, she was awesome.
I enjoyed her.
Well, I think that's we have an.
And I wonder if you're connecting them because of Juno. Weren't they?
They are, but I don't think that's why he's.
I don't know. Yeah, I was just wondering.
I think,
but yes, J.K. could have done it. You're right.
I think he could have done it. I think she did a great job.
No, that's what I'm saying. I think she did a good job, but I think what we tend to see is like in a movie that like this. Like, have you guys seen The Union? Wahlberg and
I did. Yeah,
Halle Berry. Like J.K. Simmons.
You don't need to watch it, Martin.
He's in that role, right?
Okay.
He's the Allison Janney in that.
Halle
role.
Berry's in it, so that is a reason to watch it. But
so it's a plus.
You know who I didn't? I wish I had a little bit more of a role because I don't think he even had a speaking part. Was Sam Richardson?
Yeah, agreed. He was randomly in it.
Just one
scene
reaction
with
shot,
the rat.
right?
It was like,
was it early for him? It was, right? It must have been.
Maybe a touch. I mean, you would assume so by the fact that maybe some of the stuff got cut.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a fair point.
Have you guys watched Detroiters yet?
Yeah.
It's so good.
There's a couple that I really...
There are a couple that are really funny.
The Bottle Rocket Baseball is always the one that I laugh at the most, and it's... Have you seen it?
I have not.
Have you seen it?
I've seen the whole series, yeah.
Okay, so they are playing Bottle Rocket Baseball in the front yard, and Sam Richardson's up to bat. And Tim Robinson. I almost said Tim Richardson. They're brothers. Tim Robinson is just narrating it like an old timer, white announcer. He's like, the Watts are very unhappy with him at the plate. It's just the way that he's navigating this racial aspect of it, but it's so funny, and he's up there just whiffing at every freaking. It's just this. It's not like Jackie Robinson coming into baseball and say, this guy just can't touch anything. He's just out there firing them, but also commentating. To me, that's the hilarity.
I love them both so much.
Yeah.
Tim Robinson and Sam.
Careful, it's tricky.
Yeah. There was no way I wasn't going to love the show, and there's some parts that are better than others, but it's just one of those it's supremely underrated. I just watched Friendship too.
My intro to Richardson is Veep.
Yeah.
And he was not hard to be one of my favorite characters. So then kind of
Split.
Looking back on all of his stuff, and again, I'm not as big a fan of I Think You Should Leave as a lot of people are.
I love it.
I feel like I don't know why it just doesn't quite work for me. I don't dislike it. It's just I don't love it. But Detroiters I actually liked because I think I had this affinity with Richardson already.
Yeah.
100% from Veep.
Yeah.
Because he is phenomenal. Yeah. Richard Splett.
And Melissa McCarthy was in Gilmore Girls, which I know you guys are big fans of.
Did not know that.
Seen them all.
You haven't, have you? Okay,
Her
I haven't
TV
seen it all.
career is outside of my purview.
Right. And that's
Mike and Molly. Is that the other one?
I think Mike and Molly, is the other big one. So that was Gilmore Girls was probably pretty early for it. It was 2000 and 2007. She was in an episode of Curb Your Enthusiasm. But yeah, her first, I think her definite breakout role is Bridesmaids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's kind of what obviously put her on the map and where you see her.
I was thinking of This Is 40, though. Not Funny People. I said the wrong.
Oh, and she is in that.
She is in This Is 40.
She's the one he gets in. She's the mom of one of the kids who's bullying. And then they get into a really.
She punches him. Or
no, they get into an argument in the principal's office.
Correct.
And it's really that's a whole very hilarious scene.
A lot of seeming improv.
Yeah.
And she's a phenomenal SNL guest or host. I'm sorry. Mm-hmm. Has had multiple hilarious skits that have hit. She's been a part of the 40th and 50th episodes, and she's awesome in that role. And I think has the right demeanor and ability to ad lib and riff and she's awesome. And I think her in this role is really funny. Didn't always hit for me, but for me, it was a good. You have McCarthy, you have Rose Byrne, another person we're going to talk about in Bridesmaids, and they went on Feig and her. They went on to do the Ghostbusters movie, I think, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. We've done those. They clearly like, working with each other.
Some of the same people.
Yeah.
Well, that's, because in Ghostbusters, it's also Kristen Wiig. Mm-hmm. So reuniting Kristen Wiig and Melissa McCarthy again.
And Rose Byrne. No, not
in
Rose Byrne.
Ghostbusters. Sorry. Yeah, I was going to say. But yeah, so Bridesmaids was, I had to look up the term, when you feel like embarrassed for somebody else.
Yeah, the cringe.
Yeah, I thought it was something more.
Did you just see this for the first time?
No, I've seen it before.
I just making sure.
It's only my second time.
Okay.
But yeah,
but it's just called vicarious embarrassment, which doesn't
which is
sound
like
as great.
I think that a lot of that started from like The Office and like that whole like just Michael Scott being you're embarrassed for them, and Colin can't stand it. Like anytime anyone's doing something remotely embarrassing or about to like shoot his shot, like with the girl, he has to like put a pillow over his face. Like he can't watch other people like fail or embarrass themselves.
Really?
Which is ironic. No, I'm just kidding. Sorry, Kyle.
But yeah, like it's right off the bat. It's the toast is the first one when
so bad
when they're giving the toast and they're going
too.
Back and forth. And
it was almost too much, but yeah, it's like you want it to stop. Yeah, you want it to be like, no, don't grab that mic. She's like, no, just give it over one more time.
Yeah. And then they start like singing, and you're just like, no, this needs to be ending like now. And but then my question to you, Brady, because you're our researcher on this, how much of Bridesmaids was like ad libbed or?
I mean, there was definitely some ad libbing. What's funny is I saw, speaking of that, Rose Byrne didn't have a lot of like comedy chops per se, but I did read that they were like, that scene specifically, everyone on set was like really surprised in a good way that she just, that was a lot of ad libbing of just walking up and kind of just riffing, and she did that without any hesitation whatsoever. So I think there's no doubt there is ad libbing, especially with the people that are involved. But obviously, there's a lot of trust too. If you're talking about like a Melissa McCarthy, pretty new, right? She didn't have the resume she does now, where they're probably like, "Go nuts! Do you want to say something? Go!" They're like, "You're kind of lucky to be here, so let's just," and Ellie Kemper. I can't think of the blonde name, but like there's opportunity there, and so I don't doubt that there was a lot of just see what happens and go.
Well, you bring up a great point. Like I think every single person, starting with Kristen Wiig, but really everybody is so perfectly cast. This movie was so. Let's just start there. It was so good. It was so funny, and I remember loving it the first time, and I hadn't seen. I don't know why it took me so long to go back to it, but I was dying. I think this is one of the funniest movies ever. And I know it's recency bias probably right now too, but it was so good. It was so well made because Kristen Wiig is perfectly cast as this person because she's attractive, very attractive.
And it was her vehicle to star. Yeah. And she's coming off SNL fame. And yeah, totally agree. Very attractive.
You could also see her being the friend that gets like left behind, kind of always a bridesmaid, never like she's believable in that character. Because sometimes you get like the really hot one that they try to make into this loser, and it doesn't work. But for her, like you could see her being stuck in this type of situation.
No, she's very, very
so
attractive,
she's perfect,
in my opinion.
Yeah, exactly. And Melissa McCarthy, like you said, just stand out, hilarious. It's like to me, it's like Jack Black in High Fidelity, where like he steals the show there. Someone maybe not everyone was familiar with,
right.
And but you're like the side character that is just super funny.
That's what people are talking about after they see it. They're
exactly.
Like, what I loved is that Jack Black guy or that Melissa McCarthy girl.
In this movie, I feel like everyone was like, Melissa, who is that? She's hilarious.
Yeah. And Martin was like, she's on Gilmore Girls.
Yeah. Well, my Brecklin just watched it. Like she loves Gilmore Girls, so I thought it'd be a good show for her. But I've never seen it.
And it was an intro to Rebel Wilson for a lot of people.
Was it? Oh, that was before Pitch Perfect.
Oh, I think so. She's too small of a role for her not to be.
Yeah, why wouldn't it be?
Would be my take on that.
Good call. I don't know why I thought it wasn't.
I think it was the first time I saw her, but I think I saw Pitch Perfect later.
Pitch Perfect was the next year.
Okay. Yeah. Which would make sense because this probably got her. Yeah. She's like, oh, she's pretty funny.
So perfectly weird and awkward with brothers.
Matt Lucas. And they apparently literally.
Who is that guy?
He's also a British comedian,
okay.
and apparently they were literal roommates at one point in their
my
lives. So
God.
like they had a dynamic,
Yeah, I just can't think of John Hamm perfectly cast. Chris O'Dowd,
and
great.
that's an SNL.
Yeah.
The Ham
Yeah.
wig connection is clearly an SNL thing.
I'm just thinking,
He's
yeah,
such
everybody.
a miserable, awful person, and like she wants to take to the wedding. He's like, I just wouldn't want you to have to explain our relationship. That'd suck for you.
Oh man,
Just a
it was everybody. Yeah, everybody was, and Rose Byrne, exactly right.
She's gorgeous, so she fits
she
that,
fits that bill.
high society life. Even when I really, really laughed at late when she's like crying, and
yeah.
she's like,
No,
"Oh,
I'm
kind of
pretty.
yeah, right."
I'm
she's
so
like,
pretty.
"It's the first time I've ever seen you look ugly," and she's like, "No, you haven't." Like,
Yes, that was, and that's believable. You could totally see that's how women become friends. Maybe I don't know, but it felt right.
well, and
it was written by
and anyone who watched SNL, like The Wig, Maya Rudolph, like they're friendly. They're very
That's what I was
good
gonna say.
friends.
Maya Rudolph too, perfect. Because she seems like she said she should have been the bridezilla, and you could see her playing that role. But that's not what this role called for, and she played it, I think, exactly perfect too. I don't know.
And then the other writer is Annie Mamolo, who's the girl who's next to Wig on the plane.
Right, and she's one of the is it the moms, and she's in one of the other
Bad
comedies.
Moms.
Bad Moms. Thank you.
Oh, okay.
I think
she's one of the bad moms, right?
Is she?
She's not one of the
She's like the
moms, but she's one of.
She's one of the friends of
She's like the-
Christina Applegate, right?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think so.
Yeah. So she
She played a bigger role in Bad
she's
Moms.
got like a Barb and Star movie or
Yeah.
something.
Barb and Star go to Vista Del Mar.
Yeah, it's not that good. I saw it. I tried to watch it. I was like, it must be funny. It's like it's got to be like Golden. No, but they are.
They wrote it.
And she was 8 months pregnant, so I wonder if she was supposed to maybe be one of the people in it, and then they were just like, well, we can't wait for the pregnancy, unfortunately. So, and Maya Rudolph was pregnant apparently, but they said they did some wardrobe things to kind of hide it.
Do you guys recognize Dougie?
Dougie, I definitely have seen him before, but I couldn't tell you where.
It took me until the end to
Oh.
realize it's Tim Heidecker, who he's in. We were talking about Tim Robinson in I Think You Should Leave. Tim Heidecker is in some of those episodes as well.
Oh.
I don't know if you know him. He had some other
He did have
like,
another
small
show.
show.
Yeah,
It was like
Something.
Tim and something.
Bob and Tim's show.
Bob and Tim's show.
Big show or something like that.
Okay. And I mentioned Ellie Kemper. Did you
Yeah.
guys ever watch Kimmy Schmidt?
I saw the first season.
I thought it was really,
Very
really funny.
I don't know why I stopped.
And I think I watched the second. But I admittedly, she definitely kind of has a type of character that she is
You're right.
really, really good for.
Yep.
A interesting nugget if you haven't heard it before.
Tim and Eric, awesome show, by the way. Yeah.
Close enough.
Yeah, right.
Ellie Kemper was one of John Hamm's students when he was a drama teacher in Missouri.
He was a drama teacher?
Yeah, at a high school.
Wow.
Yeah, and she was one of the students. And they've been in this. He was been in the Kimmy Schmidt show. I'm sure, just to try to help out. But, yeah, the crew of women are great. I can't remember exactly how she described them when she, crew, like a misfits or something. She describes them as what's her face? Maya Rudolph describes them all as something. But
Yeah. I just think the whole like going back and forth and then having like the new friend trying to like not necessarily one up, but eventually one upping her, right? Like she's trying to be the maid of honor and set everything up, and they do all of the things that like they go to the Brazilian steakhouse and then they get into the dress fitting.
It's
and
all
like,
kinds of humor, right? It's
Yeah.
poop humor. That was about the funniest poop
Women's-
humor you've ever
I said
seen.
there isn't a more iconic scene than the dress situation.
When she just, it's happening.
It's happening.
happened.
She slowly works her way to the ground.
And then just waves the car around. Oh my God, like how funny of a
But even
scene.
the inside, when the women were rushing, and
she's like
McCarthy's
sitting
on the
I
sink.
don't even know which end that came out of. I'm sorry.
Oh, that is unbelievably iconic. Seeing that movie, that's I think what people immediately kind of think of.
I always the one that stood out for me was the airplane scene when Melissa McCarthy's, which I now know and I knew back then too.
Her
after
husband.
her husband, yeah.
Ben
With
Falco.
the air marshal. Oh God, that whole scene the way she plays that is perfect.
Well, that, and then you just see the rest of them play it out, right? Like you see Annie Momolo having the freak out and going off.
I had a dream that we crashed last night.
You were there. Then Wendy McClendon Covey and Ellie Kemper having their conversation.
Look at them pulling out that name like you weren't struggling with it a second ago.
Reno
Still
911.
haven't figured it out.
Yeah.
I think she might. Is she also Mad TV?
That sounds right.
That could
But
be
I know
right.
she's
But yes,
Reno
Reno 911 is what I'm thinking.
But yeah, when they're having their conversation, which I feel like that was probably at
And
they
a
just
fair?
And then start making. That's why she was perfect, because when she's just like, I need this, it had Hangover vibes.
She was the right.
Yes.
Well, that's really funny you said that, because they, in the original script, they went to Vegas.
Yeah.
But Feig said Hangover came out,
been done.
and they were like, we can't do anything Vegas related
can't
because they
top it.
nailed it.
Yeah.
And so they were like, what else can we do? And they figured, like, what if they never make it?
Yeah.
And so that everything changed the result. And they're very funny with
I think that's the way to do it.
It definitely worked. I'm sure they could have had some hilarity, but like, yeah, you were going to compare. There was
Right.
no way not to do it at that point. So I think their audible was
huge points for originality.
was
there. That's
correct.
why- yeah.
another. So
I mean, nothing in this movie felt tired or
No.
or retread ground. None.
Which
Not
is-
one joke.
and the flight attendant who Steve Stove that she is going on.
It's not. It's a name, Steve.
You're an
He
appliance.
was so he was so good because he was just so annoyed with her. I feel like I've definitely come across a stove before.
He was in Spy
Oh, he was. I didn't.
as the pilot who tries to kill him. That she can't get his name right.
Colin was fired.
Yes, that was the same guy. So they could not
That's
get his
funny.
name right in either movie. So that is
awesome.
a little bit of a carryover.
Did you notice Ben Falcone in Spy?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he asked for KFC or Popeyes. One of
Yeah,
those
he was a
two.
Popeyes guy. Jen was like, "Was he in Spy?" I'm like, "Yeah, briefly. He's the guy that comes."
Well,
after.
and you know who else had an acting scene in both movies?
Melissa McCarthy.
This is the director, Paul Feig.
Yeah, I saw him at the end of
Bridesmaids
in the wedding.
In the wedding, I think he was Ellie Kemper's husband's dad.
Yeah, that's what it looked like. Yes,
He's sitting next to the
sitting
dad.
next to him, and they look
Or
alike.
husband, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And then in Spy, I spotted him like drunken in the hall as they were walking down the hotel hallway. He's like drunkenly falling like behind her, and you could visibly see it's him. So it's, but
Yeah, and we know him very well from Ski Patrol. So
and we have seen
And
him
heavyweights.
Heavyweights,
yeah, we've
yeah.
seen him over the years. And Wet Hot American Summer. Yeah, no, maybe.
I don't think he's in.
Am I off on that?
No.
Well, that's
I have
that's
a-
on tape.
I have a Tate technicality
Okay. In which movie?
in Bridesmaids.
Okay, good.
So you see her drive up to you see Annie drive up to the bridal shower, right? The Parisian one, right?
the pink lemonade.
With the pink
That
lemonade.
was funny too. She's like, "God damn it, that's good."
So good.
And
So,
then-
so you could go park your car over there and ride a horse over.
right. And then she gets into the party, and then she sees everything, and then she goes off. And her mom's like, "Calm down," and she's like, says, "No, mom." I'm like,
Annie, no.
right. How did her mom get there? Because at this point, she was living with her mom. They didn't drive together.
Her mom has a car.
Why would you take separate cars from Milwaukee to Chicago?
That's your technicality. Wait. Oh, it was in Chicago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Is
In
that-
the, it's presumably in the burbs.
at their house.
Maybe it's really just like Milwaukee to like northern suburbs. So it's really only like 40 minutes.
I just drove it. It's not far.
It's
It's doable.
Just take one car.
I mean, maybe she was getting a pre-freak out. I was planning on staying over.
Did you say freak out or freak off?
Freak out. Did you recognize the mom? She looked
She was supposed
familiar,
to
but
be-
I looked
couldn't-
back and I
couldn't
couldn't
place
figure
it.
it out.
No,
But this was her last movie. She
Oh,
died
no.
before it came out.
And she wasn't in anything that
I
you know?
just couldn't. I couldn't pick anything that. I
Jill
just,
Clayburgh.
yeah, I just wondered if you guys knew. I
No.
felt like there was something old that, like, oh yeah, that's what. I don't know. I
I'm
looked
gonna
back.
look.
I was back into like the '70s, and I'm like, I got nothing. It's jumping out at me.
Running with Scissors.
Oh, I saw all of it, but none of it jumped out at me, and especially not the one that she's most known for.
No, there's a lot of TV stuff
Yeah.
later on, which is fair enough. Like you get to a point, but yeah, nothing.
But she
jumps
was a
up.
nice character, and we had her her love interest that the mechanic at the shop. How, we know him from something.
Office Space, I want to say, or
He is in Office Space.
He's the jump to conclusions.
yeah,
guy.
Yeah.
This is a terrible
Jump
idea.
to conclusions, Matt.
But that was interesting because of the whole like the Bill Cosby, but don't bring it up to him. And he's like, was that before the Hannibal Buress stuff?
I don't know.
I think it was.
Before Cosby went
Probably.
I think it was, and it just kind of like
It does make it pretty funny.
It fits pretty well. I liked Chris O'Dowd.
Oh, he was great.
I thought he was really good.
I think this was a little bit of a launching for him
Victim
stateside as
of
well.
circumstance. He's in Molly's game.
Yeah, he was. I think this was a big thing. I think that made him a little bit more, put him on the map, so to speak. I'm sure he was already doing stuff, but
Yeah, because he's also, as we mentioned before, I think he's in This Is 40. Because he's trying to hit
him
on
him and Siegel are working
hitting on Megan Fox.
Megan Fox, yeah.
And he's just like listening to Siegel, and Siegel saying all this stuff. He's like, "What the fuck? How is he getting this?"
I saw there were like the initial. There was supposed to be, there's supposed to be an American character playing a cop, and he tested it, and everyone really loved him and loved his accent, and they were like, "All right, he's here we go."
I just love his reaction when Ham comes up to pick her up, and he's like, "Come on!"
Hey, fuck.
He's just so mad at her.
I was just looking.
That's what I thought your technicality was going to be. Like, there's no way Ham would come pick her up.
No,
Actually, but he was, yeah, maybe he was looking for a little nap in the lap.
Lap nap.
Lap nap.
I was just looking through the.
You're no longer my number 3.
That was a
That
dagger.
it's perfect.
I was just looking through the IMDb for the cast, and Jillian Bell is in this movie as Girl at Shower.
Deep down there, I saw her
You
name
did
pop up.
oh, okay.
I
was
didn't
like-
see her though.
Yeah, definitely didn't see her.
Of Community and the Bear fame? No, that's Jillian Jacobs.
Of Office
Jillian
Christmas
Bell?
Uh,
Party.
Yeah,
Oh,
She's the drug dealer.
okay.
22 Jump
I got
Street?
you. Yeah, I got you.
also drug dealer.
Workaholics. Did you guys
dealer?
watch that?
I did only
and
saw a
pieces of
couple. Yeah,
The other cameo that just didn't pop up to anybody, I don't think, is Nancy Carell as the tennis
I
player.
saw it. Yeah, for sure. Definitely noticed her.
Just came across. I'm like, wait a minute, what?
Yeah,
Oh, right. And what's Maya Rudolph's husband? No,
Dougie.
Rose Byrne's husband.
Rose Byrne's husband was in The Office.
Oh
too.
yeah, definitely
Yeah.
Office guy.
I forget what his name was, but he was like the head of The Office.
Unfortunately for him, a lot of people don't
Helen's
remember his
Helen's
name.
husband. Andy Buckley is the actor.
Ah,
I think his name was Andy.
he doesn't look like an Andy Buckley.
It's not. That doesn't fit.
I saw a random note that the 13-year-old girl that she argues with in the jewelry store, which they said was actually like a 10-minute scene, and the just of them
Of
just going back and forth.
Yeah.
And they would cut it down. That is
Who's got the DVD with the extras?
that is Mia Rose Frampton,
Peter Frampton?
daughter of Peter Frampton.
Interesting.
Yeah,
So in college, we had
Frampton comes alive.
Do you feel like I do?
we had a class where we could sign in, and every time you signed into class, you got a half a point of extra credit. So one day,
Wait, every time you do what, you got to have a point?
every time you like signed the attendance sheet,
Oh,
you got a
yeah,
half a point of extra credit.
I definitely would have still failed.
So one day, me and two other friends were like, we're not staying for this class because the teacher just did not explain anything well. So we signed in, and then we got up to leave, and he's like, you guys aren't leaving, are you? And we're like, yeah, we got other things to do. And he goes, well, you didn't sign the book. And we're like, no, of course not. We're not staying for the class. And my one friend's like, yeah, I signed it. He goes, well, what's your name, sir? He goes, Peter Frampton. He goes, all right, Mr. Frampton, I'll check for your name. And he's like, sure, go ahead.
I'm not afraid to say my name. It's Peter Frampton.
It was just very random that Peter Frampton would come up.
Yeah, who knew? Mia Rose.
Andy Buckley was also in 3 episodes of Veep.
Definitely possible.
But David Wallace was his character.
David Wallace. Good job.
Took us a minute, guys. We got there. Had to do a little searching and a little multitasking.
So what's Feig been up to since he did Ghostbusters?
Ghostbusters. And then
He's got another one coming
he
out
did A
soon.
Simple Favor.
I can't believe that
you know that?
the Heat was before Spy, though. It was 2013. I didn't realize that. I thought it was after. I would have thought they would have followed up. I thought followed up on the success of Spy with the Heat, but it's not.
No, the Heat was a failed attempt because he was stuck with a mid-actress.
Not a fan, Brady.
Yeah, Brady does not like Sandra Bullock for those newly.
I don't hate her.
You know what he's doing?
She's just not that good of an actress.
You know what he's?
Sorry, she's bad.
He's directing The Housemaid with Sydney Sweeney. It's a big book that they're turning into a movie now, and it's coming out the end of the year.
Okay.
Did you read the book?
No, but Lindsay did, and I might read it before we watch.
Yeah, everything else has
But
been...
it's like some kind of it's like more a thriller. So he's I don't know, not doing so much comedy.
Everything else though hasn't been nothing really jumping out as.
I'm telling you, this is going to be a big movie because it's Sydney Sweeney, and it's a housewife book called The Housemaid. I think it's no, never mind. I was going to say something like that.
The Handmaid's Tale?
No, Blake Lively movie.
Simple Favor?
Yeah, or no, that's not what it's called, is it?
Nobody did that.
Oh,
It starts with us or it ends with us.
yeah,
or
it ends with
whatever.
us. I feel like it's going to be like that kind of a movie.
It's going to have a ton of controversy around it that nobody's going to watch the movie and more pay attention to the controversy.
I don't know about the controversy,
Or
but
you just mean
the
it's for
fact-
that audience.
just for that audience. There you go.
Okay.
Yeah.
I watched A Simple Favor before Riley was born. I had it downloaded it off
You mean like
Prime.
minutes before, or you just mean like in general? Because
I
I
was-
think you saw a shit ton of movies before Riley was born.
I was sitting there like in the delivery room waiting for Riley to
Yeah,
be born.
okay, that makes
just
sense.
watching it. Just sat there, watched it. Riley was born. Half hour later, I was like, all right, I'm out. Jen's like, cool. I'll see you later.
Is it good?
It was all right. I
Simple
enjoyed
Favor
it.
was okay. I didn't see the second one.
I did not
probably
see
won't.
the second one either.
I watched Simple Favor. It was on Netflix, and I was like, oh, I'm a big fan of Blake. So
Blake is a socialite that doesn't give a shit about anything.
it was a stretch.
Surely
How did she prepare for the role?
lean into that one? Ham was not credited.
No, he chose not to. I saw a note because he figured that he would take away from like the female
Got it.
cast, him being a known name and also being coming from like a serious arc. But I think anyone that saw in the years of him hosting SNL, he's got great comedic chops.
Yeah. Very funny.
Spy 2
Yeah,
In the works?
in the works.
interesting.
Let me see when. Plot unknown. Following up.
Sometimes people just put stuff on there. And
Yeah,
it's like
this could be. This doesn't look like it has.
it's not on McCarthy's.
It's on IMDb, but it doesn't have much of
Yeah,
anything.
no one's
next to
associated
it.
with it. I think it's just like. But seriously, I would take. You just can't. To me, Statham like owning that aspect of him is just freaking perfect.
Yeah,
Yeah.
He's great. She's great.
this was a good pairing.
Yeah.
Good job, Brady. Good thinking.
Every once in a while, pays off.
As always, nothing kills us. We're immune to 179 different types of poison. The only thing that bothers us is when listeners don't subscribe to the pod. So make sure you hit that button wherever you listen. Thanks, and go to bed.